If you want to get more sales and land more clients every single week in your online business, today I have 3 tips to help you boost that sales confidence inside of you so that you can make that happen. Hey, what's up? Jeremy here from whatupjeremy.com, back with another episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In the last episode, we started talking about a concept that is very close to home here on the show. Many of you listening to this are online coaches. Many of you got here because of a coach that inspired you, because of seeing the opportunity to serve many people. But one of the things that we lose sight on as we go further in our online journey, as we're building our businesses, is just how important a coach is to our own journey and to continue breaking through to the next level. And so what I did in the last episode is I shared my thoughts on when is the right time to hire that next coach, to hire that right next mentor. So if you've been operating in your online business without the kind of support that helps you just skyrocket your momentum, be sure to head back one episode so that you can be reminded of your importance in your clients' lives and why also it's important for you to be leveling up, to be conquering new bosses, so to say, and to be making sure that you have the support from the outside that's non-emotionally attached to the outcome you're going to or non-emotionally attached to your online business that you've been building so that you can keep the right perspective and continue growing and serving more people along the way. In today's episode, I wanted to give you 3 ways to boost your sales confidence so that you can capitalize more with less. You need less leads to actually get the same amount of clients that you're getting right now, and for also how to get more clients and more revenue in the process. This first tip that I have for you today, before I give it to you, what you must understand is that I'm going to balance this out with point number 3. So this point that I'm going to give to you, though, however, is exactly what you need to hear if sales aren't going your way and if the sales part of your online business is not converting at a sustainable or an amount that makes you happy and satisfied in your online business. And the first thing that you must do if you want to boost your confidence in sales is you must feed the savage that's inside of you. I'll be completely straightforward with you when I say that the online coaching space is soft. And there are a lot of people who will follow and lean completely towards the esoteric, let things come to me, than the people who lean towards the, I'm going to make this happen for myself. And you guys often hear when we talk about reality transurfing and working with the principles of the universe to attract in the reality that you're wanting, that you don't chase and that you don't go after. And while I remain firm in that stance, I also remain firm in the sense that you do have to have this sort of fire inside of you that will not be satisfied until you get that thing that you're going after. I think that's really the balance for it. And so you have to feed that savage that's inside of you. You have to do things that others might not do in ethical bounds, of course, never do and to lean towards anything that's non-ethical or immoral in order to get the client. For some of you, it's taking an additional small baby step towards your client instead of completely being back on your heels and relax and letting them come to you. It's letting them know that you want to work with them. It's letting them know that you have room for them in their program. It's letting them know and making it abundantly clear that you want to help them. And yeah, there's an advantage for you because you're able to, profit from working with them. And your job here is to get clients. But going deeper in the sense that you want for them to become a human trophy on your shelf of success stories, and you selfishly want to be partially, nominally responsible for their success. And so when I talk about feeding and fostering the savage inside of you, there's a couple things that I would really think about. I would think about first the content that you're surrounding yourself with. You need to go and hang out with some savages, and maybe you know some sales savages in your life, in your network. You need to spend more time with them and ask them about the resources and the books that made an impact. Maybe you have a book that you resisted or that you dove into, but then you kind of pulled away from because maybe it felt too forward-leaning. When I say forward-leaning, I mean like aggressive in the sales strategy. You need a little bit of that right now in the stage. You need to be throwing on some Wolf of Wall Street. You need to be throwing on some videos and some content and some movies that lend to the kind of people who have an utter belief in themselves and won't let anything stop them. You have to feed and you have to foster that savage inside of you. And if you are the main salesperson in your online business as a solopreneur or as the founder in your online business, picture yourself having a team of 10 salespeople that you're paying, that are costing payroll and are taking up energy or space. What would you be wanting for them to do? Would you want for them to be relaxed about the sale and not completely doing everything they could ethically to make the prospect abundantly clear that they want to enroll them and work with them and make it an absolute no-brainer for them? Or would you want for them to be relaxed and allowing the sales to come to them? If you're a smart business person, you do not lean towards the latter. You lean more towards them being a little bit more of a savage than you might be in your online business. And the reality is not every single one of them is going to be a savage because of the law of numbers, right? You're going to get some who are just a bit more soft but get the sale, and you're going to have some that need to be aggressive and they probably get more sales. Closed mouths don't get fed. The squeaky wheel always gets the oil, and it's not necessarily always that the early bird gets the worm, it's the last rat gets the cheese. In this online coaching space, if you haven't seen it already, you're gonna have prospects, or you've had prospects that don't sign up with you on the end of your sales call, but they sign up with something else a day or two later or a week or two later. And what they were needing to feel in that call, like they were in the right hands, like that person really believed in themselves and the offer that they had, and they made it abundantly clear to the prospect that if they keep going down the route they're going, they're going to keep getting the reality that they're living in it, that while they're comfortable in it, it's costing them not living that reality that it is that they're wanting. The first thing that you must do is you got to start fostering that savage inside of you. The second thing that you must do in order to boost your sales confidence and to also kind of boost it kind of quickly, and you would think that this need not be said, but I think for many of you, it need be said, is you need to review your past sales calls, both good and both bad. Meaning reviewing sales calls as well as conversations in the DM that led to those sales calls, that led to sales, or where you lost the opportunity, where you didn't get the client, AKA. And so you need to be reviewing your past calls and going through them with a fine comb, going through them like you're reviewing one of your salesperson's calls who's performing really well, so you can share that with the team and see what they're doing, and reviewing sales calls from your worst performing sales, acquisitions salesperson on your team, so that you can find what they're doing that they need to stop doing, what they need to start doing, and if there's anything that they can keep doing that is actually somewhat working. And you need to be doing this and analyzing yourself and booking this time into your calendar in advance and protecting this time. I don't care if your last sale was over a year ago and sales have been kind of stagnant. This is going to get you in the mode of where you need to be. And we're talking about boosting confidence. If you haven't had a sale in a long time, this is even more the reason to dig up those calls, those Zoom recordings, and to go through them with a fine comb and to get yourself back in that mode and to give yourself feedback fearlessly so that you can become a better salesperson and so that you can help more people get from the turmoil that they're in and the pain that they're in and getting them into the reality that they actually desire to be in, which is your purpose as an online coach, which is your purpose as an online educator and online business owner. The second thing you must do is review your past sales calls, review your past Zooms, review the DMs that led them to getting onto your sales calendar. And when you do this, what you'll find is that your shoulders will perk up a little bit. Your vision will become clearer on what it is you need to work on in order to boost sales, in order to get your next client. And now your reticular activation system is going to be looking out for opportunities and setting you up for success and being able to deliver those things and deliver them maybe even better than what you reviewed in those calls that you dug up. Third, this is the balance for thing number one of feeding your savage, is I think that every single one of you probably needs to be a little bit more savage, and there's very few of you where I need to give you the advice of don't be so aggressive and don't be such a savage. You're probably crushing it revenue-wise. If that's the case, which why would I tell you to do something that could hinder your results and to not be so aggressive? So the balance for thing number one of you need to feed and you need to foster that savage inside of you is this point here, which is you must be of service, get underneath your prospects, and lead with value. This is the soft side of that pendulum of feeding your savage. And what this is all about is caring. This is about actually caring about the person that's across from you and caring about what it is where it is they want to be, what it is that they've been doing, and what is stopping them from actually being there, and painting a picture for them that allows for them to see more clearly in that moment that they've seen maybe in their whole life, at least in the last 90 days, but probably in the last few years. And asking the right questions and reflecting back the answers and what's standing out to you and observing their physiology, their body movements, observing their vocal tones and and unpacking that with them on the call to say, hey, I noticed a little change in your voice when you said that thing. Tell me more about that. Hey, I noticed that you perked up a little bit when we talked about this thing, but you got on this call because of this thing. Let's talk through some of the differences in that. You want to talk about that for a second? And creating a safe space, creating the room for them and holding the room and holding the energy for them to be vulnerable and to face these fears and to face these things that probably make their eyes well up and make their throat get a little stuck and make it very hard to swallow. And creating that space to actually unpack that and for them to express those things and to view those things in a way that they maybe have not ever viewed. And to also tell them and to make abundantly clear that what they're wanting is possible if it is possible. And letting them know that there is a path to get there if there is a path to get there. And allowing for them to choose the route that they want to go. And allow for them to lead the way with your help and with your guidance on your sales calls for them to make the right decision for them. It's about being their trusted advisor on that call and to make abundantly clear what doing what they're continuing to do would cost them. About the different future potentials that lie for them down the road should they make different or better or more elevated decisions from perspective and from a place of bold inspiration and from their soul-guided purpose and mission. And when you tie what it is they're wanting back with their soul-guided mission and purpose, with what it is their heart and soul are here on God's beautiful green earth to do and to deliver on, you need less of that savage, because that right there is true savagery in the best way possible. And so you need not be so aggressive, because what they're going to be asking you is, well, how much does it cost? Well, do you have room for me? Can you help me? They're going to be saying things like, you know what? I need to do this. Let's do this. They're going to say things like, you know what? You're right. I need to make this decision. It's been bearing on me and I need to do something now. And all you're going to have to do is continue down the process, not blow it by talking you and them out of the sale, by sharing with them what the next steps are, making sure they're still comfortable, capturing their payment information and welcoming them into your coaching program and congratulating them on making the first of many life-changing decisions. In the next episode of Client by Client, I want to talk about social media mistakes costing you clients every single week and month. If you're an organic marketer and focused on making your content land better and pull in more leads and clients every day and week, tomorrow's episode, was made with you in mind. Whenever you are ready, here are a couple ways I can help you grow your online business. First, download your free copy of GetBookedCRM. Coaches, are you still managing your leads and pipeline from Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, and your email inbox? I see it all the time, and it's costing you leads and clients every single week and month. That's why I created GetBookedCRM. What started out as a free way and simple way for me to manage my leads and turn them into clients has quickly become a favorite tool of my private students and many members in the Leverage Coach community. Get leads and turn them into clients in half the time. To download your free copy now, just find me on Instagram and send me the letters CRM. Second, join my free group for online coaches. I've got hundreds of coaches from all over the world, all implementing my methods and trainings for starting and growing an online business and getting clients consistently. Join us in the Leverage Coach community now by finding me on Instagram and sending me the word group for your free invite now. Lastly, become my next success story. I'm getting a couple coaches together this month to implement my methods and frameworks for injecting a minimum of $15K worth of new clients or doubling your existing client roster base over the next 30, 60, 90 days. But working with the right people is super important to me. So this is only for you if you are a relationship-focused business owner who always puts your clients ahead of the money. You've been working with clients for at least 6 months to a year. You'd like to get 3 to 5 clients organically from social media every week or month without wasting money and time on paid ads. You have at least 300 friends on a social platform, email list, or Facebook group. You are willing to take bold, inspired action because you know that your success depends upon it. And last but most importantly, you can keep a secret. If that's you, I want you to grab your phone right now, tap that Instagram app icon, do a little search and find me at WhatUpJeremy. Give me a follow, binge on some reels while you're there. And when you're ready, I want for you to message me the words case study. When you do that, I'll ask you a couple questions about your online business and about your vision for the next 12 months. And then I'll share with you what we have coming up this month in the program, how we're already helping and have already helped hundreds of clients from all over the world and dozens of different coaching and online business niches. We'll also identify what part of the program will likely make the biggest impact on your business the soonest. That way you know what to expect. For all the details now, just find me over on Instagram at WhatUpJeremy and send me the words case study. That's it for this episode of Client by Client. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next one. Cheers. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. What's up, guys? Little after show mumble here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on YouTube. Be sure to tap one of the cards up here. Check out other episodes and one or two of the other hundreds of videos here on my YouTube channel. And be sure to hit subscribe and that little notification bell if you got value from this and you enjoyed the show. Facebook, be sure to like this. Comment and share with a friend down below. It's how the show grows. LinkedIn, I don't know what to tell you, but if you got value from this, drop an insight below. I read and respond to every single one of them, and maybe repost this to your network. If you got value, chances are someone else might as well, and you'll get all the accolades and kudos for being the person that shared it. That is it for me, team. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys back tomorrow. Peace out.